all the time. She have it out there right quick. So she give you you get that message that day. When we talk about it, you're going to get it that day. Because she's going to make sure that she gets you that message out there that day. And it's very important to know this, you know. Sometimes we don't realize that the ones behind the scene be working too. And they be working to make sure you get this message. That way, everything is clear. And sometimes I get myself, and you guys are right now when y'all get on me. I get into that conversation where I may sometimes talk low. Because I got a big mouth, but sometimes I will talk lower and you can't hardly hear the sound. I'm going to try to correct that. I know that's been a little problem lately, but I'm going to try to correct these things, the static and all that. We're going to work. This year we're going to correct these things, and we're going to give you the best videos we could give you. The main thing is to give you this knowledge that you need to have so you can see what time it is at this particular time of human history so you can do some good things. I got to give a shout out to my buddy out of California. He sent me some ties, and the ties are really nice ties, you know, Stutson Adams and Stacey Adams and stuff like that. Good ties thing, and I thank you. I always say to you guys, you are the ones that help making this. You have to pat yourself on the back. God is using you to help make this organization go forward. You guys are the one that clicking onto this. You guys are the one that's hearing this message. See, I'm a messenger. That's what I am. I'm a messenger. And I'm doing my best to give God's message to the sons of God. S-U-N, sons of God, male and female. You guys are great. You're the one that the scripture is talking about. You're the one that this message is supposed to come to. And I'm going to try my best to give you the best that I can of the message, to be able to break it down so you can understand it. I'm here for you. God is in love with his children, and you are the children of God. You are the sons of God. And I'm the messenger of God to let you know that God loves you. God wants you to rise up out of this condition. God wants you to go into this age of Aquarius in a high and a beautiful state. God wants you to have your reparation and all the other things that's supposed to be yours. He wants you to have that knowledge that you're supposed to have. And God's going to make sure you have this. Now let's deal with this. We see this ADOS, the Holy Bible and Reparation. Now the reason I'm talking about this, you go on the internet, you'll see this, ain't many hits on it. If you don't do it the right way, you're going to think they're talking about someone that's ill. It's the ADOS. What do that ADOS is about? American descendants of slavery. Why am I talking about that, and why did they coin that term? I don't know why they brought it up, but I do know we 2.5 years ago was talking about this stuff. Okay, we already been talking about this, so they just brought that up lately, and I don't know whether they heard what we were talking about, etc., but they brought that term up, and I have to say it goes right along with what we're already doing, because this is what we're doing. We are resurrecting the individuals of God so they can walk and live in this knowledge of God, so they can be the people that they're supposed to be, so they can build the kingdom of God here on this earth, and they could be able to flourish and know they're going to be individuals that are going to be some powerful people. See, God showed me stuff before we actually walk in it. But at the same time, I got to be able to teach you this stuff so it could be where you at. See, you are the ones that are in Scripture. You are the ones that this Bible is talking about. Let's get into it. I want you to see this. I have read this before, but I want you to take a broad look at this, because I want to see it's going to be a lot of talk around this in the next years or two. It's going to be a few years. It's going to be a lot of talk. But understand that this here is on a prelude of what we're all about. And you got to see this. We started this 2.5 years ago. This is not just something that we started. Let's deal with it. Genesis. Okay, because you're dealing with the American descendants of slaves. Now, what are we talking about? What we've been teaching you for the last 2.5 years. We've been teaching you that these individuals that they talk about in Abraham, these individuals, it means in Genesis, these individuals that was to come over here in America, in this nation, and serve a group of people for 400 years. Those individuals are in the Bible, and those individuals have within them the sons of God. Okay? Within them, the sons of God. And at this particular time, those sons of God decide they're going to come to this planet and live in those children of the transatlantic slave trade, be born in that group of people and come up and make a mighty army for God. As you've seen in Ezekiel, the dry bones. Those individuals are the ones that are going to come alive. They're coming alive now. They are called the seed of the house of Israel. They are coming alive now and taking their place so they could be the people they're supposed to be, so they could have that angelic type mindset that they could be able to move in the direction in which God chooses for us to move in. You are those individuals. Now, let's deal with this. I want you to see this very carefully, because you got in that little environment that they stirring up and they bringing up, you got a little part where they got one group against Pan-Africans, against the ones that are talking about reparation here and all that. You got a lot of confusion. Let's kind of like clear this thing up, because you need to see where God got this thing at. Let's see where God got it at, because those things are going to flare up later, and I don't want you to be caught up in that. I want you to be able to see it straight, firm. You're going to get your reparation. I've been telling you this for the longest. You're going to get your reparation. On February of 2017, before this name ever got into existence with this, I told you, you're going to get your reparation. And you got lectures already. You could go back and see it when I talked about Donald Trump and reparation for African Americans in this country. It's there already. So we ain't trying to form something. We already done started making it happen. We already been using the prayers and the energy of God to cause presidents to sign papers so we could put it in motion. So we already into this thing. So what we got to see in it, we got to see where God taking us in this. Because it's more than just getting some money in your hand. This thing is bigger than just getting the money in your hand. This thing is scripture. But we got to see it and know that it's in scripture. Let's deal with it. In Genesis 15, 13, and 14. Now we're going to see where Abraham, God is talking to Abraham and letting Abraham know what's going to happen to the seed of the house of Israel in the future. And this seed of the house of Israel, that is known as Abraham's seed, is going to go through something. And you need to see this. Genesis 15, 13, and 14. Shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. Now we know those 400 years is from 1619, when American plantation owners got together and they wanted to establish a political body, make a political body here in the United States of America. And they did it out of a church in Virginia. And they built this parliament. They built this, had two people from each plantation, representing the plantation, two people from each plantation. And they came and had this assembly, and they put the bylaws, and they put the knowledge, and they put everything together for a nation to have its beginnings and come forth in the United States. Not 1776, it was 1619. And on the first day of August of 1619, they passed a law on tobacco and one law on how they're going to afflict a indentured servant / slave. That was the beginning of the law of affliction. And we need to understand this. And what happened? Who brought this about? You had a Captain Williams. If I'm not mistaken, Captain William brought this about, and they made this come into existence. And we got to see this, and we got to understand what's really going on, because God deals with laws, and we got to see this thing very carefully. Now, but the key that you got to see here is this. And also that nation. Now, I want you to see this, because this is going to stop a lot of the argument that's based around this ADOS. ADOS. Now, some people are not originally of the transatlantic slave trade family. Some of them is not of the transatlantic slave trade family. Some immigrants came over here later. We're not immigrants. We're not immigrants. We ain't just came over here as immigrants. No. And this book is not talking about somebody just came over here. They're talking about them ones that was brought here and them ones that was here, the black Indian, the native blacks that was converted into the Negroes, into the Negroes because they made them slaves. We're talking about that group of people. This is why you have to look at it with that name there. American descendants of slaves. America descendants of slaves. It don't say African descendants of slaves. It say American descendants of slaves. And we need to see this very carefully. Now, why is it so important to look at this particular verse? You need to look at it because of this reason. Look at it what it says. And also that nation. Now, did they say the British Empire? Did they say the Spanish Empire? Did they say the Portuguese Empire? Did they say any of them? Oh no. Excuse me. They didn't say none of them. This is about one particular nation. And what is that nation? The nation that formed itself in the United States, that came from Britain to here and formed itself as a nation. That's the nation, the United States of America. And those individuals is going to be in this nation, and this nation is going to be judged. What do it say? And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge. Now this is God's talking. Will I judge? And afterward shall they come out with great substance. Now we know that part of this reparation is great substance. Now it's only a part of it. Y'all don't look at it as everything. Because you black folks, you've been injured in a lot of different areas. So money ain't gonna fix this alone. Money gonna help you put this thing in motion, but money itself ain't gonna fix this. You got to understand that. It takes more than money to heal and resurrect this black man out of this condition that he's been put in, and black woman out of this condition that they've been put in, and we've been put in. So it takes more than that. So you need to see this. You need to understand what this great substance is all about. And you need to understand that this is a nation. Now, most people say, they'll say, well, peoples of the Caribbean and this and that and all that. Let me say it like this here. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're participating. But don't stick up front or let them try to stick you up front and think you the one supposed to help lead this in, help do this here. You help it behind the ones that's supposed to be here doing it. This is about the African American, Native American that been here in this nation, and they've been slaves and afflicted, and they've been abused for 400 years. They are the ones that this thing is all about. And we got to see this. So the other ones just join hands. But don't think you no front runner in this thing, because these people got a responsibility, because God have put a special bloodline in the midst of these people. There's a bloodline in the midst of these people. And that bloodline got to rise up. And that bloodline got to do what it's supposed to be. Because that bloodline is Judah. You ain't talking about no anybody now. Judah is here in America. And you think these white folks don't know that? They know that bloodline is here, and they know that bloodline is going to resurrect. But see, you got to know this, because they work in the arts. They work in the arts. And they already know 50 years after Martin Luther King, which was a jubilee, and it's also a Jewish jubilee, you supposed to be on the move. And you wondering why you flaring up right now? Why you doing these things right now? Why the Hebrew Israelites are doing the stuff you're doing? You're doing it because you're following the laws in which God had put in motion for you. And you don't even know you're doing it. But they know it because they know how to work the arts and the crafts on you. And it's time for you to know what's going on. So God have to send you a messenger that know how to read this plan of this book. And this book, as I said, this particular book, it could free you, or this book could enslave you behind. And God ain't going for it, because he's saying what? You're going to come out with great substance. If you're going to come out with great substance, ain't no devil in hell going to enslave you anymore. And you got to see this. Ain't nothing but on the way up for you, black man and black woman. There's nothing else for you but on the way up. You ain't finna go back in no condition. Don't even worry about that, because God do not lie. And you're talking about the Almighty. The Almighty. He's working now. And y'all need to see that. He's working now, and you need to see this. I tell you, see these people here, the elite, they'll put the truth right in your face. They'll put it right in your face. But you got to be wise enough to see it. You got to let thought work in your life so you can see this truthism, so you can move forward. People, you have no idea. God have already sided up, and he let Dr. King tell you about it. But see, everybody trying to run at that part of Dr. King, what the U.S. Century wants you to see, and that part of Dr. King. But you know what? I'm going to tell you like this. Go to the man's deathbed. Right before the man that God decided to take him out of here. Listen to what he said. Don't go by what they said he said so many years ago before he died, and they said this. This man had been a changed man in a lot of his ways. You know what? Some of his own friends forsake him. But they don't tell you that. Someone backed off from him and left him alone because of the things he was talking about, telling us to go get our check. See, you talking about reparation right now. He was talking about reparation then, right before he died. That we need to go and get our check. See, you got to see that. See, you got to see that. For 50 years, the black church, then the black people been asleep. Jesse wasn't the one to come and resurrect you, and definitely was not Sharpton. These boys were just standing there, and I don't know what. Some people say they was agents, so I don't know. I don't know. It's for you to say that and you to do your homework to check people's out. I'm not here saying this about a person or that about a person. But what I am saying, you guys need to know what's really going on. You guys need to be able to put this thing together so you can start seeing the truth in it. Because, see, you got these organizations, and you need to find out who behind them bankrolling the organization. You need to know what's really going on. Then you can really find who the snakes are and who whatever else they are. Okay? So you need to see this here. Everybody that be on CNN and NBC and all that, and they put them up front and they try to make them your boule leaders and all that. Leave them people alone. Let them go on their way. It's a new thing, a new day. You don't need that crap. You need to let the true leaders come up. You need to see the angels of God come up in the midst of your people and be able to move, shape things, and be able to tell you the truth. You need to see this stuff, okay? Because it's very important. Now, why I'm so adamant about that? Because this is the key. That nation, and also that nation whom they shall serve, will I judge. The nation is the United States of America. So if people say, well, we were slaves down in the Caribbean, or we were slaves over in South America, Central America, we was black and we were slaves. I'm not saying that you was not. I ain't trying to really separate you from being who you are. I'm just trying to tell you this prophecy is about the United States of America. So if you're in Jamaica and they owe you gold and silver, then you need to go to the crown and let the crown know you need to take care of your business. But this prophecy is about those Negroes, those ADOSs, okay? It's about them. They ain't no immigrants. It's about them. And we need to understand what this is really about so we can get in our right, proper place. So the ones that are immigrants can stand in line and push it. Because you got to see that Eurocentric man will try to use you to pin you against these brothers, and ain't no way in the hell you going to be able to win this one. Okay? Because God is there. So be careful how you step with this thing. Be careful what you say in the midst of this here, because God is there and God is moving his peoples. God is moving his sons and his daughters. And you are a son of God. If you see yourself being a son or daughter of God, or what we call the sons of God, then you must let the Holy Spirit work with your mind. And don't get in the way, but aid the way. Okay? Because this thing is coming. It's coming, and ain't nobody going to be able to stop this, because the word of God is there. God is judging America. God is letting America know that you got to free these people from that involuntary slavery that you done placed them into. I told y'all, you need to look at this time period. Look at the time period. You could go back and look at some of the videos where I talk about the numbering of the stars, and how this Eurocentric man have took that 400 years, and every jubilee he have came up with a law to inflict you or cause harm for you. He done came up with the chattel slavery for 200 years of it. Then he took the fish through Christianity and locked your mind down. So he had your body and your mind captured in bondage. And you need to see this. You need to know what it means when you see these particular scriptures. Let's deal with this. What I want to do, I want to go into this moral substance economic substance, social substance, political substance, diet and appetite substance. See, when you get ready to know what this great substance is, this great substance is under these here. There is nothing that exists in your life is exempt from these 5 areas. Nothing. From the cradle to the grave, you are operating in these 5 areas. They are known as the 5 divine laws of God. You are not outside of it. You can't even think or imagine yourself outside of those 5 laws. There's nothing you can do, my people. You got to understand this. And when he knows how to work this, and he worked it against you, you're going to understand what it's all about. Let's deal with it. Let's deal with it. We're going to deal with it right quick. Okay, let's look at this closely. Okay, moral substance. Okay, what you need, the thoughts of right and wrong to the ADOS and others. You got to know what's right and wrong. You can't let this nation or these people dictate to you what's right and what's wrong when they've been the ones, their ancestors have been the ones that have kept you in bondage. And they're using this deep state to keep you afflicted. No matter what a politician come and want to do, is he out of the office, then they still control it. Then when the next one comes, he got to clean up and all this. This is why Donald Trump is put there, to attack the deep state. Them the ones that causing this prelude, this a long time of you being in this conflicted and afflicted condition. We need to see this, okay? Economic substance, the wealth equality, okay, dealing with reparation and stuff. These things got to be corrected. These are the things that's holding you down. You need equality in wealth. You got black folks on a certain percent, what, 1% or whatever of the wealth of America? Come on, people. This little small amount that they own, and, a lot of the smaller ones get smaller and smaller and stuff like that. And then you got a large percentage of the wealth is owned by individuals that, what they call with the white privileges. See, I'm not on you white folks, but when things are not done the way God wanted to do, and this country is just doing wrong to a group of people, and God has said that he will judge that nation. And so we got to see this. He done said, will I judge? See, he's going to judge America. America is under judgment as we speak. And God is going to let America know that hell or high water, you're going to let these people out of this condition. You're not going to hold these people in this condition. This is not the way that it is to go in the age of Aquarius. And we ain't going to let you and nobody else cause this affliction to be on these people any longer. And God is showing you that. Now let's deal with it. Okay. Now, we're dealing with a wealth equality in the economics. We're dealing with social substance. We're dealing with social equality. We're dealing with political substance. We're dealing with block vote, ADOS agenda. And the reason I keep putting this here is because this is what we've been talking about for 2.5 years. We've been talking about those individuals that God talked about, Abraham's seed, which are ADOSs. Okay? That's who Abraham's seed is. The ADOS. See, they don't want to talk about that when it comes to the biblical part. See, they don't want to talk about the biblical part that works this thing in the completion where you need to see it the way you're supposed to see it. See, you need to see this from a biblical point of view. Then as you go, see, you ain't got to quote, these are the seed of Abraham or the house of Abraham. You ain't got to say all that. You already know who you are. All you got to do is say, give me my check now. See, that's what you got to say. It's time to give me my check. And that's only a part of it now. But it is that time for you to say what Martin Luther King left off saying. It's time for us to go cash our checks. It's time for us to get this check. And we need to see this. Now, this is very important because in the political substance, we got to look at block votes. We got to see our agenda now. We got to see that nobody, I don't care what they are, who they are. They could be black. It's top. They could be blacker than me. It don't matter. If they are not following the agenda to help you get where you need to get at this time of human history, they are not your friends. I don't care whether they're Democrat or whether they're Republican. We as a people got to control our vote, and we got to block our vote, and we got to think as these individuals, because this is where God is going to bless us at the ADOSs, that bloodline, that is what revolves around the judgment and the great substance. So if you are immigrant and you want to be a part of this great substance and etc., or get the benefits from it, it ain't just, like I said, it ain't just about currency, it ain't about money. You got to armor yourself and fall in line so you can do the things that help enhance this and quit all this nonsense and trying to talk against the will of God. See, when you trying to talk against reparation, I'm telling you right now, you're talking against God, and you is never going to defeat God. Nobody is going to defeat God the Almighty. When God has put it in his word, and he has sent his messenger to translate that word and let his people know, let the seed of the house of Israel know who they are, ain't no devil in hell can stop that power. That's power, my people. So you need to get out the way if you think you're going to hold this train up. Because God is in the midst of us now. This thing done went from Moses' time to Joshua time. It done went from Martin Luther King day when he left this planet and said that last speech to us until 50 years later, a Jubilee time from 1968 to 2018. And now those 50 years done ended, and it's time for our marching orders. Our marching orders to do what we're supposed to be. And be what we're supposed to be and do what we're supposed to do. Martin Luther King said that we will make it to the promised land as a people. The scripture is saying that we're going to make it to the promised land as a people. Let's look at it the way it is, my people. Let's look at it the way it is. We got to be able not only to get reparation, but let the government know we need territory. We need to be able to raise our kids in an environment that we can do the right thing. We need to educate our people in the truthism that God has delivered to us and our great minds have provided for us to know. We got to be the people we're supposed to be. We can't sit back and wait on no Eurocentric man to help build us. Give us what belongs to us and get out of our way so we can do the things we need to do and be the people we need to be, my Lord. This is right now. This is right now. And we got to see this. This is right now. This is our time. This is our time. And we got to see this as our time. Let's deal with it now. Because we need to see this. When it comes to our diet and our appetite, those substances. See, our people got more diabetes, high blood pressure, losing limbs and all this stuff. Come on. This stuff is unheard of. We ain't have all this stuff. Because when we worked the field, we was from ain't no sun in the morning to ain't no sun in the evening. We were working and we were burning that stuff off. But now, our jobs ain't in the field no more. Everything done went with the high tech. Everything done went this way. You don't have to get behind old Diner and pop the whip and talking about go Diner and all this stuff. Well, you ain't got to do that no more. They got tractors with air conditioning and all that. They hit the button and they plow the field. They sit back there and play with their videos as they plow in the field and all this other stuff. It ain't like it used to be, my people. These factories. You ain't hands-on all the time, maybe a few times here and there, but these machines doing all this stuff. All this stuff. You ain't outside swinging no silk or whatever the thing is, cutting no grass. You sitting on your lawnmower, driving it on through there and doing that. Now they got it where all you got to do is sit in the house. I heard about it. I ain't never had one, never seen nobody try it. Everybody sitting in the thing, programming it and mow the grass. I really don't want that in my yard yet. Okay, but that's what they got out there. Got cars that park themselves and all that stuff. Come on, people. God is moving this thing ahead. So we got to be able to take care of our bodies. We got to get out of them chairs and take care of our bodies and do the right thing. See, if I don't tell you about your body, if I don't tell you about that, then I'm not telling you about the great substance. Because the great substance is in all 5 areas. The great substance in the morals, the great substance in the economic, the great substance in the social, the great substance in the political, and the great substance in the diet and appetite. See, those are the 5 divine laws of God. Those are the 5 elements of the area in which you build yourself as a people. So you can't exempt yourself from any of those 5 areas if you're going to be great. You must know that. And let's look at the thing like it is now. We're going to deal with this. I'm going to go in this area here because I'm not going to try to spend a lot of time on this, but I want you to wake you up. The main thing of this video, if you don't get nothing else out of this video, listen to me. If you get nothing else out of this video, I want you to get this. And also that nation. He never said nations. See, we're not responsible for all those other nations where those peoples grew up at. That's not the American responsibility for African slaves all over the world and all over all the other areas where the other folks own these land masses and the other countries on that. No. This nation, America, got to pay up and do the right thing to the blacks, the African America or the Native American that served as slaves in this nation, on this Turtle Island. And we got to see that. This prophecy is about that. It got other prophecies that deal with other areas later, but this prophecy is about this. Once we get our act together and do what we're supposed to do here, God's going to expand that all out to Jamaica, to Trinidad, to West Africa, to South Africa, to East Africa, to North Africa, to South America, Central America. But we got to build that nation here where God say that He's going to bring us out and we're going to do what we got to do in this land. See, God don't want you to go nowhere. People trying to send you over to Ghana. Talking about, oh, why don't you go over to Ghana, you build this and build that. Man, get out of here with that nonsense. That's against the will of God. God is telling you what you're supposed to do here, and they trying to tell you you need to go over there. Now, who are you going to follow, them? Or are you going to follow the word of God and the knowledge of God? See, this is what we got to do. We got to quit listening to what everybody say. They'll get some more boule Negro up there, and she'll get on there and talking about, oh, Ghana got the door open for us, and da. Why is so many people trying to open their door for us when it's time for us to get our reparation? You ever thought about that? Why are so many people trying to open the door for us? You think they don't know this? You think they don't want some of you to come to their land so that money could go in their bank and you could still be the same Negro you was, spending your money with them and not developing yourself, not being what you're supposed to be, not having the true great substance that you're supposed to have, and that great substance in economics, you having your own banking system, you having your own financial institution, you having your own warehouses, storehouses, you having your own bank. What this thing is. You having your own savings and loans. You having your own Walmart. You having your own automobile industry. You having your own hotel chain. You having your own food chain. Come on and on and on and on and on. You're a nation of people. You're 60 million peoples on a continent. Come on. God see you. And God is coming to deliver you now. Not later, now. And you got to see this. And you got to see the messengers that He's sent. Listen to some of the other videos. Listen to the last 3 or 4 videos that I gave you. Listen to these videos so you can understand what God is doing. And you can see this move because it's going to happen. See, that's one thing I'm not worried. You don't hear me coming out here acting like, oh, you know, you sons of God, I hope that we be able to do this. And I ain't hoping nothing. I know we're going to be able to do it. I know it because we are in the will of God and God is in the will of our will, and together it will be. Because the power of God and the power of man have joined hands. And that's what we got to see. So the nation, this United States of America on Turtle Island, this is what it's all about. And right now, the ADOS is asking for the financial part of the great substance, and that financial part is reparation, so they got a right to ask in the will of God. God has said he's going to give to you. You think these people been looking for, if they didn't know this was in the scripture, come on, most of them wouldn't even be saying nothing right now. If people like myself and others had not showed them this in the scripture, they wouldn't be even thinking about this right now. What did I do over 2 years ago? Think about it. Listen at the one that I brought out by Donald Trump, the Reparation in the Bible. Look at the video I said that. A whole year before Donald Trump signed that 1242, HR 1242, a whole year, 7 days, exactly. 1 year, 7 days. I told you that you're going to get this. And what's been happening? The energy been flowing toward that. You got people waking up toward that. I even told you the dates. I said, look, August the 1st is when they signed that paper on the price of tobacco and how they was going to afflict the indentured servants / slaves. Okay? They've been running with it. They've been running with it. Because some of them, I know some of them say, we've been in slavery for 450-something years, 60-something years and all that. They were going out there with just people being in slavery from all the different countries and all that. I ain't come with that because I knew what this means. I knew that this didn't mean America. I knew that when he said the iniquities of the Amorites, I used the sacred geometry, I used the Hebrew typology, and I knew that the Amorites meant the Americans, okay, in this nation. I knew that the rising sun supposed to come in the north and in the west, the northwest. And who is in the northwest? The United States of America. See, this wasn't about the blacks in Brazil. This wasn't about the blacks in all the Caribbean islands that the United States did not own. This was about the Negroes that they talk about here. That's who they're about. And we got to see it as it is. We're not trying to take away from you and what you're supposed to have, the other individuals. This is no. And this is not trying to separate us. No. This is trying to show you the truthfulness. I told you I will never lie to you. I'm trying to show you the truthism in the scripture and how God got it planned out. See, these black people, once they rise up and be who they're supposed to be, they're going to be able to rock this country and be something great in this landmass of the United States of America. See, this is what the Masonic order see as the new Israel. See, they see this place as the new Israel. See, you got to look at the scripture. I say in Revelation, for I seen a new Jerusalem coming down from heaven. See, this is where the new Jerusalem is going to be born. This is the place where David is going to rule from his throne. Not over there. David must rule out of this land. And that's what the scriptures say. David must rule out of this land. Not over there in Israel, out of this land. And his bloodline must come from these people right here. So ain't nowhere in the heck you're going to start bringing all these people like Barack Obama from Kenya or Africa and put him as a president of the United States and try to make him be this people. See, that's what they've been doing. And our black folks is tired of it. They done caught on to what they've been doing long ago. See, they try to take our leaders and let them come from another location and then try to say, and then they know that this prophecy is about you. They know it's about you. They know this nation is what it's talking about. And see, they know it. So they try to derail the events, derail it from happening. See, Martin Luther King didn't come from Trinidad. Come on now. Elijah Muhammad didn't come from Jamaica. Come on now. Come on now. Booker T. Washington and all these other guys, Frederick Douglass and all the rest of them, where they came from, come from here. God is moving it from here And we got to see the will of God so we could do what we're supposed to do. Because this is a great time, my people. This is a great time. Let's deal with Acts. Acts 7 chapter 6 through 7. And God spoke on this wish. Now they got that there. Now notice what they do. Now I want you to see something. You know, it's a comma there, then they put T, the capital T, H-A-T. See, they still trying to keep you in the dark from what this book really is all about. See, that's about thought. But they don't want you to know that's about thought. So they said that, his seed, you know. And they trying to show you thought, who is Melchizedek. See, they're trying to write Melchizedek out of this. See, they've been trying to write Melchizedek out of here and give you this white Jesus for a long time. So you could think that this white man, this white supremacy, this white Jesus is going to be a savior to you and come and save you. You got even the white boys ain't going to say that. That's why you got so many white people are atheists and all this. They ain't even setting that crap. They know better. They know their ancestors' history, and they know that you done piled up this bunch of crap up here. You think black folks are the one trying to beat you down with this? You got white folks, you got white scholars beating that crap down because they tired of the lies and the deception that's been happening in the age of Pisces. And we have to see what it is. It's about thought. We got to understand that thought is there. And God spoke on this which? Wise. He spoke on this wise. Thought his seed shall sojourn in a strange land. Now, why have America became strange? Okay? You got to understand what it means by a strange land. See, some of our peoples come from America, the Native American, the black Native American, American Indian. And some of them come from Africa. How did this get to be a strange land? Okay? It becomes strange because it didn't take so many generations for this Eurocentric man had used brain drain. This Eurocentric man have washed your memories of yourself. He took you out of the educational system so you was not allowed, it was laws that prohibit you from reading and knowing about yourself and understanding the wisdom of God. See, he took you and made you something that you wasn't. He took you from being a son of God or a seed of Israel or a child of Israel. He took you away from your God. See, he didn't want you to know your God, so he gave you a host that he wanted you to have. And he had you worshiping, your mama worshiping, and he told you about pie in the sky. See, this man that lied to you, and you in the church right now. They'll go to church tomorrow, Sunday morning, and they'll sit there and talk about Jesus. And they'll have a little white picture in the background with a man hanging on a cross. And they have this, God showed me a vision about this long ago. And it took me a while to see what how I had to accept it and take it. He seen, it was a vision where he showed me, and he showed me that I seen these statues of this Jesus being dragged to the ground, and the people didn't want to see that crap no more. And it seen me, I seen myself in the environment, and I was in the environment seeing these statues being dragged to the ground. And I was in the environment seeing where they had these dumpsters full with kids, babies, in abortions and all that. And I seen what this country was doing, and I seen how this thing needed to be correct. See, God don't want this nonsense. God don't want you to lie and feed these people falsehood and tell them some white supremacist Jesus who looked like one of the Pope's son is coming in the sky and give us some pie and deliver us. God don't want that no more. And God is tired of black folks and them boule Negroes trying to lead the ones that are a sheep astray. See, God is going to put an end to this nonsense. See, these boule Negroes, if they can't get in line with what God wants, these gatekeeping Negroes that stand in the way of God and stand in the way of these individuals here, God's going to put an end to you. God's going to take care of you. See, we ain't got to touch you. God gonna take care of you. See, right now, we see some of them Negro falling right now. We see some of them falling right now with scandals and this and that and that. Some of them falling right now as we speak. See, God ain't going to have them gatekeepers doing what they're going to do. Either you're going to step and march to the marching orders to deliver your peoples, or you're going to get the heck out of the way. And this is how it's going to be. We ain't following this Negroes that the Eurocentric man done put up there and say, well, you be a leader, Jesse. You be a leader, Stockton. You be this. Ain't no scripture on his life to show him where he belongs there. Now, we ain't going for it no more. We want God to be with us, and we want God's messengers to be with us, and we want to live now. We ain't sitting here and worrying about just working. We want to work, invest, and live. And we ain't selling with nothing less than that. So it's time for you to give us our check. Like Martin Luther King said. Time to cash your check. And we got to see this. Let's deal with this. His seed shall sojourn in a strange land, and that they shall bring them into bondage and entreat them with evil 400 years. Let's deal with it. Let's deal with it. Have the black man been entreated with evil? Haven't they showed the black man a false god, his host, a false god and a false belief? And had the man looking for his pie in the sky, looking for his life and greatness hereafter. Come on now. Is this right? Did this really happen or did it not? Let's look at it. Have the black man been in bondage with the child slavery and then the Jim Crowism, the affliction that been put on him and her? Have this happened to them? The master coming in the house and taking the wife of the slave husband, taking his wife and having sex with him at gunpoint while another slave holds the gun on him? Have this happened or not? Have this Eurocentric man had parties where he took a Negro slave and hung him on a tree or tied him to a post and sought him a fire? Have this happened in this nation or not? You think God did not see none of this stuff? And you think you're going to just keep on going and God do not judge you for this? He said in his word in Daniel, the 8th chapter, that he was going to give you 2,300 years from the time that Ptolemy I had his son to compile the Septuagint until 2017. That is exactly 2,300 years. Then he was going to change things. You think this is not a move of God right now? You think God ain't right here showing you this right now? See, I know who sent me. I ain't come, I have a, ain't nobody bankrolling this here. Ain't nobody back there saying this here and that there and all that. I ain't got no Russian probes and this and that and Italian this and Jewish this and all that behind me. I ain't got that. I got God Almighty. And I got them ones that he showed me that will be resurrected and is being resurrected right now. I got them dry bones that he showed that were going to be this army. I got the sons of God with me. So I don't fear that because God, the Almighty, brought Melchizedek into my life. And they are the ones that are watching over me. Those are the ones that are educating me to understand what I need to say in the word that I need to deliver to God's chosen people, to these individuals here. See, it's my job. See, I ain't tell people I come for everybody. Oh no. I ain't come for everybody. I came for the sons of God. And I came to a certain place where God sent me, where these peoples here are at. These people right here. I didn't come to Jamaica. I didn't come to Brazil. I didn't come to Trinidad. I didn't come to none of those places. I came and started broadcasting this as a man in the clouds, cloud technology, a son of man. I come to you now, and I've been in front of you for 2.5 years now, showing you what thus said the Lord, showing you how thought is a person that God has put in your life, in that book, that you need to know about, because he is known as the netter, what they call the master of the netters. See, that word netter is more powerful than the word God. See, they didn't have a word for netter, so they just used the word God because that's the only thing they could equate it with. That's the only thing. See, the netters thought, Melchizedek, the netters carry the energy and the power of God in their presence. So when you attach yourself to a netter, you're attaching yourself to the power of God that God has left in this world for you, and it's connected to nature. It's connected to nature. The netters are connected to nature. And God is waiting for you to grab that mantle. God is waiting for you to pick it up and walk with it. Pick the staff up and walk with it and be the son of God that you're supposed to be. This is important. We need to see this now. We need to understand this. And that they shall bring them into bondage and entreat them evil for 400 years. And the nation to whom they shall be in bondage will I judge. Come on, America. He's talking about you now. He ain't talking about England. He ain't talking about Spain. He ain't talking about Portugal. He's talking about you. Will I judge, said God. Said who? Said God the Almighty. And afterward, thought shall they come forth. Afterward, you're going to hear about thought. And what are you hearing right now? You're hearing about thought. Did someone tell you about thought in the Bible before now? No. Come on now. Did someone tell you about thought in this Bible before now? See, this is what you're missing. You got to learn about thought. You got to learn about Melchizedek. You got to learn about this Melchizedek priesthood that it say Jesus took on. You got to know this. Thought, shall they come forth and serve me in this place? See, you got to serve God here. You ain't going to all the other places looking to serve God in Ghana, in Israel over there, and all the other places, parts of Africa and all that. You're going to serve him here in this place. It's for you to build that kingdom here. It's for you to come and start forming yourself as a people in this land mass, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. Here, God wants you to know that, and I'm here to deliver that message to you. You need to see what God is trying to say to you, my people. This place is where God trying to take you. And this time is where God trying to bring you up with great substance. And you need to know that. God told you that it's going to be 430 years in the Soterian and another place, and people don't understand what that means. Why? You know, he's going to bring us out in 400 years. He's going to judge that nation. He said he's going to judge that nation in 400 years. That's what it says. Let's deal with it. Okay? Then, afflict them 400 years, and also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterward shall they come out with great substance. Now, what is he saying? He said that whom they shall serve will I judge. That means we hit that 400-year mark. And what is he saying? And afterward shall they come out with great substance. Out where? Out of the condition. Out of the condition with great substance. Out of the condition. We got to see this story. This story of Moses and Joshua. See, Egypt was there. And Canaan was there. And the Egyptian owned Canaan. But see, they ain't want to talk about it like that. The Egyptian owned Canaan. When you study a lot of history about the Egyptian Pharaoh and how he went down and delivered the people, the Canaanite people from the Syrians and stuff like that, they owned that was their land. So over here, America is here. And those 4 states is here. And that's what God wants you to come into. See, what you got to see is that it tells you about in the story of Genesis and talk about Joseph and the area of Goshen. You know, America is here. And Goshen is there in that land. Come on, my people. Know your scripture. Know what God's trying to do to you. Because this is the time that you need to see this stuff. This is what you need to see. You need to see this and move into it. Now, we're going to get into this and we're going to hold you long here. America, descendants of slaves, okay? The American descendants of slaves, okay? 7 trillion tax-free dollars, reparation. We're dealing with the money value. 7 trillion. Need to be more than that, but we'll settle with that. 7 trillion, okay? Tax-free. In other words, it's 60 million, approximately 60 million blacks in this nation. Each one of them need to get $1 million+ dollars. But it don't have to all be cash. See, something in your hand. Come on. The government can work it out and make it happen the way it needs to happen. See, because you don't need to just go put, I ain't $1 million. It's going right back in the white man's hand if he gives to it without trading, without knowing who you are and what you're supposed to be doing. Most blacks, $1 million, what they going to do? They're going to go buy them a car, brand new car, couple of cars. Going to go buy them a house right now. Oh, let me get me a house. I'm going to get me a house. Come on, brother, me and you and you and you, let's get together and let's start this business, you know, without any training. Just do this. Yes, let's do this. Next thing you know, 10 years later, ain't nobody got no money, your house running down because you ain't know how to keep it up. Your car gone because ain't no more car. It's just like somebody winning the lottery, can't handle the money. We ain't going to have that. God ain't going to have that. God's going to make sure you do it the right way. 7 trillion tax-free dollars, reparation, land. The government owned land. We need the land. We need to start out with the land over here. The land that the government owns that we can take and turn it into what we can. Need to turn it into some towns. See, we need to do and make our own Wall Streets. We need to turn this land and this area into some town. We need to take the neighborhoods in some of these areas and convert them, push some of these houses down, just tear them down. Do what the Jews do. Tear that crap down, push it out of the way, and build something nice there that our people could utilize and our kids could grow up and be proud to be this people's, these Americans in this land. And we need to be able to do that. We need to be able to look at this thing like it is. 0 taxes for 30 years. We don't need to be paying no taxes on some land that we own anyway. We own it anyway. Why we got to pay taxes on something we already belong to us and that's been taken from us? All we asking you to give us a certain portion of this land right now. Give us some of our place back so we can build ourselves as a people because you know what you've done. The scriptures tell you what you've done. And that's the economic thing. There's more to be added to that. But we're going to deal with just a few things dealing with economics. Because if you're going to build yourself, you're going to do it. You need to do it under these 5 divine laws, under the laws in which God has put in motion. This is just simplifying it so you understand what it is. Okay, what is that? Land right. Law means law, laws and rights to govern ourselves in the states of the 40 acres and the mule. The reason I keep saying that because it's prophecy. North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida, that territory. We need to dominate that territory. We need to be able to control that territory and be the type of people we need to be. Those things are necessary. That's dealing with the political environment. We need to be able to do those things, and we need to see this. Okay, you're dealing with this here. We got that. We got the economics that we talked about. Now, what we need to talk about the political environment. We need to deal with that. Remove. We need to move 1 in every 3 blacks that are incarcerated in jobs and programs of skilled labor. We need to have live-in school programs. At least 30-year program, at least 30 years, we need to set that up. Because our peoples are so distorted, our peoples are so turned this way, and especially the low-income ones. Some of them go to school hungry because their mom and daddy, or their mom working 2 jobs, and sometimes ain't nobody to cook for them, so the little biggest one got to fix some sandwiches and stuff like that, and warm up some SpaghettiOs and all this other nonsense to take care of. We need to move. We need to improve that. Them kids need to be in an environment that we provide for them, that they could be able to live a certain way until we train moms and dads and some moms that been children raising children, until we train them to that level where we could bring them up and bring our standards of our peoples up. We need to deal with standards, people. We need to deal with standards. Martin Luther King said something when one of the reporters was interview him, and then they asked, "What you want?" He said, "I want my dignity. I want my dignity." We as a people, we need our dignity back. We need our dignity. We need to be the people we're supposed to be. We got the power. We got the knowledge. We got the courage. We got the individual possess. We got all this stuff to do what we need to do. But we need you to do what you're supposed to do. We ain't begging for you for nothing. We telling you to give us what you owe us, like you done gave other people. Give us what you owe us and let us be alone. Leave us alone and let us do what we're supposed to do as a people. And we'll be able to show you something. You need to wake up. These black folks in the shine. These black folks in the shine. Everybody gonna know about America when we start shining. Everybody gonna respect America when we start shining. Because we're gonna do the right thing we need to do. We ain't gonna let somebody else control all the automobile industry, and we buying cars from people and we can't build our own. Some of the ones that designing the cars right now are black folks of these ADOSs. Some of the executives rolling and running these companies now is of these ADOSs. Some of the professors that are teaching in the most prestigious colleges is some of these right now, ADOSs. Come on, we ain't lacking nothing. All we have to do is attach ourselves to God the way that he say do it. Obey his 5 divine laws and be able to know that all of these great substance is caught up in these laws. And we got to understand this. Let's deal with it now. We're going to need to remove 1 out of every 3 blacks that are incarcerated. We need to move them out of that condition. We need to move them out of condition. All they're doing so many times is using these black folks to be able to bring an economy in their environment. They're locking the black folks up, got them incarcerated, got the prison system on the stock market, and just wheel them around like cattle. Going in and out of the system. Know that if you don't give them a job, if you don't give them the money and let them make what they're supposed to make and build their life, you're going to have them right back in incarceration. And you think we ain't looking at that? You think God ain't looking at that when he said that we will serve you and you will afflict us for 400 years in charter slavery, then wage slave, Jim Crowism? We see this. We're not stupid. We know what time it is. We know what you've been doing to us. Now it's time for you to wake up, because this nation can't go forward until you wake up and realize what you have done. That's why he wrote the prodigal son in there. Because you sent us in the field to feed the swine. Not only you took the regular black, you put the royal bloodline in the field to feed the swine. And you don't even know you done that. The royal bloodline into this mess. These ones that have been born, you got Melchizedek, bloodline you done put in a flick. Melchizedek! And you ain't even paying attention to what you doing. You let some of the Moors go and other priestly family, but you didn't realize that, man, you locked down the God of this earth. You locked down the Melchizedek bloodline in this. That's why the story of Jonah had to come the way it did. That's why the prodigal son had to come the way it did. That's why the story of Joseph had to come where it did. Because the scripture was letting you know you done locked the royal bloodline down. And God is definitely not going to do that. You put the bloodline of Melchizedek in slavery. You put the bloodline of Melchizedek in prison. You put the bloodline of Melchizedek in poverty. And you think that God ain't going to straighten that up? That's why he let Melchizedek come back in the minds of his people. He let thought be in the mind of these people so they could come up and be who they're supposed to be. Thought is the God-man that God himself placed here, which is Melchizedek. And you've been hiding Melchizedek from these people, trying to hide it. But you can't hide it no more, people. You can't hide it no more. We need to see this stuff dealing in the social environment and dealing with this situation. Then you got the diet and appetite. You got that. The right to decide what foods are distributed in our community. Like I said, you can't be giving our people all this fat back and all this nonsense. You know, all this chicken with all this illness. You put them in bleach, try to clean them or whatever else, trying to wash away the bacteria and the venereal disease and everything else these animals got. See, you don't tell the people all that. See, they got to go and do some studying. They see, oh, what? That chicken had that kind of disease? And then they'll cut the soles off of it and send the meat still down the assembly line. Listen to some of these people who worked in these places. I listened to them. 30 years and stuff working in these places. Here's some of these stories they be telling. See, we got to wake up. But you ain't gonna never hear that stuff on advertisement. They ain't talking about it. You know, they ain't talking about that. The only thing they tell you about certain pills got this effect and that effect and that effect. And see, they know the people, the population is so dumbed down that they're gonna say, well, I ain't worried about that, I'll buy it anyway. So we got to come out of that kind of stuff. We got to wake up from the condition we're being in. We need to eat properly. We need to see the things we need to see. The right to see, when it comes to morals, the right to see the supreme being and others as we as a people's reality. See, we got to see God in our reality. We got to see God in our reality, not somebody else's reality. We got to be able to see God for ourselves. Not something that's a rappers and Bartholomew them and put up there. Not something that the papal power, the Roman Catholic Church put up there. We need to see God the way we need to see God and his messengers and his high priest, Melchizedek, who had thought. We need to see him how God wants us to see him. And we need to walk in that energy and that power. Now this is what I have to tell you, like Sister Corinthia said, make your donation. And I always say that it's a divine principle to give. Do not let your blessings be taken away from you because you was not giving. People give, because that is a divine principle. Give. See, it ain't always money alone that you're going to receive. See, sometimes you're going to hear a good doctor report. Sometimes you're going to be able to see your kids smiling when they was going through marital problems, all this other stuff. Sometimes you're going to see yourself feeling better that day when you were being so depressed and all this other stuff. Sometimes you're going to be able to do things and just feel good. And you wonder, what in the world I feel good like this? That Negro over there must be saying something good that I like to hear because I feel good. I feel good today. See, sometimes sometimes we'll run away from feeling too good because we feel too good. We think something bad is going to come behind it. But right now I'm telling you, God is going to let you feel good without something bad coming behind it. That you could say, praise the Lord. We are really overcoming. And we need to see this. But make your donations. Lewis Armstrong Ministry, donate it. And this is what I was showing about the lamb thing. Because you could take the D and you could tell it's Lewis Armstrong Ministry donation. You could take the D and turn it this way, or you could turn it that way. And that's where to get that lamb from. But that's just something I'm just throwing in there. Okay. Make your donation to Cross Rock Incorporated. You can send it to 7536 Jana Lane North, Jacksonville, Florida. Or you could go on your app and go to Give LaFi and on the charity. I think he said don't worry about the .com. Put Give LaFi on the charity, and you know on your app, and you'll be able to make a donation by that. Like we said, we have an agenda. We need a $10 million. We got a $10 million budget that we want to look at this year, so we could do some things in 2019. Okay? Please give so you can receive, so you will receive. And it's very important. And if you look at our last video, you'll see some of the things that we were planning on doing in this year that this budget is going to be covering along with other things. We need to get a place. We need to get this. We need to get that. There's so much we need to get you to that level that we need to get you to. Because this is a movement, my people. This is a movement. This ain't church as usual. This is a movement. This is a movement. See, Martin Luther King said something and God put it in my heart to move this. Even before I realized Martin Luther King said some of this stuff. See, I had to follow my spot. I had to do what God had showed me to do. I had to do what thought brought that word to me, that Bible to me, and let me know that I needed to do. See, when I wrote this book, I didn't write it under the influence of somebody else. I wrote it under the influence of the Holy Spirit as I was moved with the Holy Spirit and that thought who was Melchizedek was leading me to see this stuff. So I wasn't just it ain't put together just God permit the spirit realm to work with me. And he permitting the spirit realm to work with you with this Bible so you could be able to see your path. And this is very important. Now, like I say, thank you for everything that you're doing. Please donate to this organization. And hey, I'm going to say it like this. Have a beautiful day. Amen.